It's September 2nd, 2015 here at WJJL-AM 1440. Niagara Falls, Buffalo, New York, broadcasting live out of the Niagara Arts and Cultural Center studios in Niagara Falls, New York. It's the Thomas Loop Radio Show. Got a different twist to the broadcast this morning. That's some music. And boy, you Western New York sports fans, gotta tell you. So Fred Jackson signed with Seattle on Tuesday after he was released by the Buffalo Bills, and, you know, he's gone. He was cut he's cut on Monday, and the fans had a lot to say. I was amazed at the dynamic in which happened and how it all came about. For example, protests, boycotting games, selling your tickets, giving your tickets away. What was the other thing? 10,000 plus signed an online petition after Fred Jackson was released to keep Fred Jackson in Buffalo. 10,000 signed a petition to keep Fred Jackson in Buffalo. What was the other one? What was the Facebook page? There was Keep Fred Jackson in Buffalo, Facebook page, and this is what happens. Fans in Western New York rarely make any sense, and, I got a kicker for you. It's not your fault. This is what you've been handed since, other than that period of the late 80s to mid-90s, those great Bills teams, and you had a couple tastes, division title in 1980. But, man, you guys are conditioned over the years to accept having a good player, slightly above average player, on slightly below average teams. And when that happens, it gets magnified. I mean, think about when Brian Moorman was released, the city went nuts. Niagara Falls, Buffalo area, the region went insane. And when you have a player, nothing to take away Brian Moorman, he was an outstanding athlete, punter, but he was a punter who was voted onto the all-decade team in the 2000s for the Buffalo Bills. Now, when you have that happen, we've got a problem here, a major problem. When a punter is on your all-decade team for a specific football team. And yeah, I understand that going back to Fred Jackson, I get it. It's rare, extremely rare for a Division III athlete to make it in the NFL, let alone any sport. I get it. I was a former competitive Division III athlete, did pretty well for myself, moved on as an Olympic developmental athlete. I had a few whiffs of the big time, but not, I get it. I pull for Fred Jackson. I have nothing against Fred Jackson. I was just waiting, after hearing and listening and watching about the 10,000 plus signed petition. I was waiting for when the bake sale was for Fred Jackson to keep him in Buffalo. We're going to have a bake sale for this? How about a basket auction, something of that nature? The fans have been accepting this for so long, and now it's being addressed with the Pagulas being both with the Sabres and the Bills. Currently, we're approaching the opener of the NFL season. And, it's being addressed. The depth chart, it's far more full of talented athletes. To keep a guy like Fred Jackson on the team, they're deep. Offensive side of the ball, deep in the skill positions. And we're going to find out about Tyrod Taylor and all that stuff at QB. But offensively and defensively, this team is loaded. Fred Jackson was a good player on not-so-good Bills teams. And like I said, when that happens, it magnifies the fact that he is the only thing, or one of the few only things over the years that you fans had to hold on to. Well, now you have Rex Ryan, and now you have Percy Harvin, and you have that defensive line, and now you have LaShawn McCoy, and now you have a healthy Sammy Watkins, and now you have a quarterback that fits within the system that apparently could sling it all over the football field. But you guys still want to have bake sales and online petitions to keep a player who's good on your team. And he was a great community figure, and I have nothing but good to say about Fred Jackson. I'm just saying fans are out of control over this, and it's not the fans' fault. And to recap, it is being addressed, and you're seeing it right now. That is why Fred Jackson was released. I mean, why can't it be Western New York's time for a championship? Why not? What makes it so different than other smaller market teams that have won it? The Super Bowl. You guys had a taste of the AFC Championship 4 times in a row. Why not a Super Bowl? It's the only thing that's left. You're listening to the Thomas Loop Radio Show. I'm host Tom Proctor here at WJJL 1440 AM.